Good job, Woon Woo. Truth has set you free. Thanks to Doyeon, by the way, amazing drawing, especially that pure rage on Taegyeom's face. Like how he threatened him with just calling him Doyeon. Before we get started, I just want to remind our viewers that if you like seeing more yaoi content and would like to support this channel, please don't forget to smash that like button. Also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. Feel free to message me in my social media at ZEALED FUJOSHI, which I'll be using to interact with viewers about more yaoi content. If that's something that interests you, feel free to follow me at ZEALED FUJOSHI. Finally, this episode will contain explicit content and a lot of manhwa spoilers. With that in mind, please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Now, without further ado, let's jump into chapter 19 of Omegacomplex. You can continue shouting at Doyeon all you want, Yoon Woo. That won't change the fact that he is right. How long are you going to continue with all of these lies? You're angry because deep down, you know you'll have to come clean with either of the two options Doyeon mentioned. And because you don't have the courage, you're crying. And also, you're right also, Yoon Woo. Doyeon knows nothing. Whether he was genuinely concerned or curious, you can't deny the facts that his words hold truth though. And those words are exactly what you needed to set yourself free. I personally like Doyeon, not as a romantic partner for our main character, but as a person in general. Because he was kind, respectful, and very, very mature. And while you think he was crossing the line with all of his questions, you also can't deny that you trust him enough to ask him to accompany you to the hospital in front of a bewildered Choi Taegyeom. Man, he even had the guts to slap Taegyeom's hand away because he realized that, he was leaking pheromones. So, man, you may not like him romantically, but I really do think that Doyeon is a keeper. How many times did Yoon Woo ask Taegyeom, by the way? Like, what if he was an Omega? And was it once? Was it twice? Was it thrice? By this point, I don't know anymore. But Taegyeom's answer has always been very, very consistent. That he wouldn't be friends anymore. And that's why Taegyeom was thankful that he was a beta. So now that, he's becoming more honest, why blame him? Even if like another dominant alpha found out that he was an Omega on their first meeting before he did, I think it's just over the top. Was it his fault that he didn't realize that he was an Omega? I mean, to be honest, like, to think that Taegyeom is a dominant alpha, I can't imagine, like, with all of the Omegaverse that we have covered in this channel, I can't help but think, like, he's really, really slow. But man, when chapter 19 came in, we got our most awaited chapter in this whole series, because after all the inks that this too has put us through, chapter 19 is gonna make everyone happy, because he's not even under the control of the pheromones, yet he seems to be very excited to do it with our little baby Omega. And I really hope that they don't pull the whole forget about it, it was a whole mistake kind of storyline, because that's a whole bunch of BS after all of these na. I want to see them in a relationship, like a real relationship, when this rut ends. And man, like, calling him by his name, he's about to lose. I mean, Taegyeom is about to lose all of his senses, because this whole thing is giving me the vibe of An from BJ Alex, when Taegyeom called him Young, and then he just went crazy. And there's also the case of Lord Sungho from Painter of the Night, when Naeum called him by his first name. That was an exquisite chapter, and I have a feeling that that's what's about to happen in this series. Also, I just wanted to point out that every recessive Omega that we know got pregnant because they didn't use protection. Because let's face it here, people, an Omega is still an Omega, recessive or not. Your body is still capable of having a baby, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's going to say this. I think we want the baby. So please don't use any protection, because we all want to be aunties and uncles again. Also, just a reminder for people who's into this trope of like getting pregnant even though they think like they are recessive, so they thought it was okay to do it with that one. There's Love is an Illusion, there's Kiss Me Liar, there's Dear Benjamin. There's a lot of Omegaverses out there who are recessive Omegas but still got pregnant nonetheless. So, if you're into this kind of trope, definitely check those series. Definitely good series. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please don't forget to follow my social media to be teased about some of the boys' love that I'm interested in. Feel free to leave me a message and converse with me in my Discord channel. I'd love to hear back from you. And please consider supporting the show by donating as little as 99 cents through www.zealedfujoshi.xyz. Also, don't forget to support the author. All the manhwa details can be found in the description below. Again, thank you so much and hope to see you next time.